the second church to be sold since spring. And in his red lining is a feather to the throttle god, the absent father who stopped calling. I got bored too. Madness that June, smitten at the sun, hollowing the moon. And then we were the last of England, rotten to the core. When came a fire blighted ripped by shore to shore. What we lost that year came clear in the emigration of this conscription, not caught out in the sound mirror. 8 hours cruising, go wine in the mist, there as we kiss up against the Pendle Oak. The Green King, digging Darkland awoke. I got bored into this sadness, just like you. Cried the white horse of the sun to the inverted moon. And then we were the last of England, rotten to the core. When came a fire blighted, hallelujah, ripped us shore to shore. Find me a bar where you dance in the broom by the light of the burning fire. Or were you gone? And then we were rotten to the core. Thank you. I only have about 30 centimeters of stage to work with. I'm gonna have to come over here. And when you're 6'5", it takes most of your 20s to be proud and stand up tall. You know, start developing my hunchback just because the lesson is don't shrink to the size of what you're expected to. Find that small space where you can stand up straight. Take that to your psychotherapist. Hey, it's a wild stretch of land, such a sad place to be, when the night comes heavy down and the sands turn to sea. Many a saint has lost their love, many a pilgrim died unseen in that wild stretch stretch of land, in that fire to be free. Path through Oozlum to grew with wild meadow and rest harrow. I came to tread another inn. At the end of spring I walk my miseries here on Irish, the street of Dover, the silver of a similar Damascus road. The sea rack but in this afternoon, a boy in the shape of the moon. His jumper a rash and green king, sure there was no rousing him, so he wrote for him a name. For the bullies came to tarpaulin and erase the evidence. Crisis to crisis, life needn't be like this, or must it be oblivious, nor ask why, just to hear the hymn of the heart and hold away to our birth. Eastleigh is at Shakespeare Cliff, provoking the precipice. Come to leave each other in the nape of bluffing of delusion. My crop will fail, the scansion of the spindrift binds me to the meter of despair. Crisis to crisis, life once was not like this, or was it? And was I too delirious to realize or to hear the hymn of the heart and hold away to our birth? Shadow needs the light to keep its void inside. The left wing needs the right to keep the beast in flight. To self-heal, to cormorant, to samphire, to plover, no bluebird flies over here. In the hem of the heart, as we hold away to our birth. Voices just too loud to be, to let you tell anybody, or back across the bar and pray on him and Haar. Thank you. Well, I didn't want to punish anyone by sitting down on that floor, so I decided to make everything standing today, so you're not covered in bin juice and the flesh of last night's lager on the I do have a pair of slippers upstairs, but I'm not putting them on to take an inch off. Well, some of these in-store performances, I felt a little bit like Drag Queen Story Hour. Like I was trying to work out what is this. It was 2 o'clock in Cardiff, and everyone had brought their children, and you know, and the last job I had was 22 years ago at a nursery. I was a piano player for the music hour at nursery school. I was also an Irish waiter, an Irish bar waiter and I got fired for putting my finger in the mayonnaise. They didn't feed us well, but you know. So I was having flashbacks to being the nursery school teacher, and this is the first actual traditional gig venue that I've done so far, and I feel less inclined to tell stories, but this when I was trying to work out what instruments to bring with me, there's a song on the album called "Song of the Scythe," which is a song I did with 4 generations of bell ringers from Canterbury. They call themselves the Bedford Ringers, and I was like, guys, why don't you call yourself the Canterbury Bells? I tried to like rebrand them and everything. They weren't. I mean, they were just they were blown away to be recorded. Basically, it's an ancient tradition in Ramsgate of bell choir that used to follow a wooden a hooden horse, which is a horse. This is going to drag and shut this down now. Basically, the long story is probably for my Patreon. But basically, the bell choir, I felt a real accomplishment to work with them, and I don't know if I could ever get them out on the road, but this is my replication of the bell choir. If you listen on the album, when I say the word, when I say sharpening of the blade, talking about the reaper sharpening his blade on the whetstone, and you'll hear a kind of like a sharp metallic noise, and that was actually the eldest lady of the bell choir, and she had this huge brooch on, and she was kind of like slumped over, and she kept on hitting her brooch with her bells. And I didn't have the heart to take it off, so she was the reaper. So this is my harp version of the bell choir. I was 3 spires south of Minster when the Martians ceased to moan, and my grief became a garland, and her death a dove cold, and the hood news start their reincarnation act top their play, and the reaper strikes a whetstone for the sharpening of his blade. Swing away, the fallow years away, cried the beheaded land to the dying of the day, to the dying of the day, to the dying of the day. One thing I hate of me as abuse to instruments is treating them like novelties, you know. So, and to treat an instrument like a novelty is just to bring it out for one song, you know, like it's a show pony. So I had to do another arrangement of a song just so I wasn't insulting this old friend of mine. And so I came up with this idea. I mean, sometimes I've been driving around and the anxiety of thinking, how am I going to make Crying the Neck live, you know, on the budgets that we have these days, and I guess my you don't need to know my personal price. It's fine. I'm just very happy to be here. The night is yet to fall. Not yet your funeral. While we're alive, 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 alive. Oh, what can I do to help you hold back tomorrow? Show me the right note. Show me your unfinished painting. What bird here were you intending? No, it's just the sun in my eyes. Hey, reminds me of a book I've been putting off reading the ending of, and it's later than we think. Not too late, my love, let you know the night is yet to fall. Oh, right, not yet your funeral. While we're alive, 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 alive. Oh, what can I do to help you hold back tomorrow? Hold tight, let the daylight deepen. Between us to sleep a reason produces monsters. Go dance in the kitchen with him. You've been his religion and his joy, and it's later than we think. But not too late if his love lets you know the night is yet to fall. Not yet your funeral. While we're alive, 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 alive. Oh, what can I do to help you hold back tomorrow? Hush now, darling, the horseshoe battle burning over us. The time is near. Please stop crying, the low sky sighing. Now stay close, the time is near. The badgers huddle in the tree tunnel. I love you too. The time is near. Take this moment, you'll always have home in it. The time is here. never bring an instrument out for just one song, and it's just about to do that. Appalachian mountain dulcimer, by the way. Doesn't know. Niche music for niche people. But the first time I ever heard it was on Blue by Joni Mitchell. She wrote most of it in a cave in Matala in Crete. And she just carried this around in her backpack and wrote Blue on it, and then came back and worked with a guitarist and fleshed it out. But you'll hear, I'm sure those of you that know the album will identify this instrument. And it was actually Joni Mitchell came to me in a nightmare, just as I was finishing off the album, because there is actually, apart from the Canterbury, there's one song on every album which has this instrument. Some of them have two, and but I had left off a dulcimer song off Crying the Neck, and Joni came to me in that nightmare and said, "You've really let me down," and basically saying that, you know, if I don't put the dulcimer song on the album, then it's closer and closer to extinction as an album. And so I woke up in a sweat in the morning. I had 2 days until mixing of the album. And so I panicked and I thought, well, what songs do I have that are completely fully formed, that I don't have any time to write anything? And there was this one song which I had kept very private on the bus journey from where I lived in Gray's Inn Road to the Royal Marsden Hospital to visit my mother over 3 years. And there are quite a few songs that I keep private, like songs for my cats that I make up, and songs when I'm stuck in a traffic jam that nobody needs to know what's actually going on in my mind. But like this is one of those private songs, and I just actually, very strangely, it completely begins the narrative. It was completely the missing opening chapter of the narrative of the album, which is the exploration of my mother's dying, and then what I did with that grief afterwards. And it's a song I hope is useful to some of you over the years. It's a song of solidarity, and when the doctor can no more do mending, I guess is the key word here. Red sky in the morning, banshee still sleeping. Sure as evening crowns the day, when she wakes to keen your fate and fortune, forfeit to be tied out here on your side. I hold the line when our audacious hopes foils useless, and the waves start to appeal your soul line. Put your trembling hand in mine, I will soar in the dark you hide, out here on your side. I hold the line on your side. On your side when the doctor can no more do mending. On your side where the seraph tires his wing and tread. On your side when the lark has been ascended. Hold the line out here on your side. you want to hear a song about a mythical bird that flies backwards? Okay. Really, I think if anyone's new here, then welcome and thank you for buying my album. And for those of you that have been around a long time, thank you. I was about to give you an insight into the way my lyrics work, in that I don't really just, and I was going to over-explain something to you, but I think it's something we understand. I use metaphor to be telling something truthful, and myth as a language to tell about reality, really. And when I came across the Oozlum bird in my encyclopedia of one of my occult encyclopedias. Again, a very niche library I have at home, and the Oozlum came up, and phonetically I just wanted to sing it, and first of all, and then it said that it was a bird that, as it got older, first of all it flew backwards, so it's tail first. So tomorrow's on your tail in the lyrics, and then it was staring at the past constantly. So it's flying backwards. If you think about it, so it's looking at the past, and the future is actually on its tail. So the things in the present are catching up with the Oozlum bird. For me, it was when I was entering bankruptcy and I couldn't bear to open another brown envelope, and it was just like that was my period of being Oozlum. Is like I just had to look the other way, and in a way it's like I then saw it in other people, in a friend of mine's depression. Is the flip, as when you're spiraling, because the Oozlum spirals backwards and spirals so far that it disappears. Some people say it disappears up its own backside. It's going round as it gets older. But I had to write a song about it, because it wasn't just, I had to pass on the meaning for me, which is like, we've got to tell that Oozlum bird to turn around, so I wrote this song for myself, but then also for a friend of mine called Jack, who passed away last year. It was going to be a song about complaining about all the new builds in Kent. It was a terrible song called Yesteryear, because I was just like, oh, not another estate, oh my god, Barrett Homes, like this stuff. And I was like, I need to write a song about this, like ultimate, oh my god, I might as well vote reform. Living out in Kent is like, it does something to you, but it's like, not in my Garden of England. But then Jack passed, and I returned it back to the song about the Oozlum, because as the bird it appears in English and Australian mythology, Jack was a boy from Australia, so it became his song. In the ochre field all day, waiting for rescue, but nobody came for the backward bird my way. Who's alone? Now, tomorrow's on your tail, no more bailout, too scared to fake At least I know now where I'm going. Hey, Oozlum, turn round. Tomorrow's on your tail. Yesterday's a blackout. Too scared to face what you fear. Stare at the past too long, too there you'll disappear. You're spiraling too fast to catch you. Your way is not round but through. I've been talking to the horizon. Made it promise to call your name. Calculate, so keep your boots on the neck of the night. I still think there is a name for that, like some kind of phobia of tuning a guitar. Well, I'm sure if there's a phobia, there's a fetish for it as well. There's people that like to roll around over balloons and stuff like this. Probably someone out there really enjoying this. song. So in this kind of venue, it feels like I should be doing a proper like 2 hours, but I have a long drive after this, everybody. So thank you everyone for coming. I actually need an assistant for this. Does anyone have 2 fingers spare? No, not like no. Disgusting. I just need somebody to hold down 2 notes on the organ. We're gonna make this a pipe organ quickly. So okay, cool. It can be your moment of like.
I will.
Yeah, you want to do it? Okay, come. Thank you.
I watched it last night, so I know what to do.
So if you hold these 2 down. Yeah, that's good.
Yes, I remember that.
So I told you earlier about the hood and horse, and the full story is they trace this back to, so you know the Uffington horse. Do you know the big white horse in the chalk cliffs in Wiltshire? There's a lot of, if you look around England, there's a lot of like white horse mythology, and they've traced that back to the idea that the horse used to pull the sun through the sky, and so the horse was at its healthiest during the summer, and it's like really like a stallion pulling this huge beautiful sun through the sky, and that's why we have so much sun. In the winter, the horse is tired and decrepit, and can't lift the sun too far into the sky. So that's why you get the hooded horse, which in where I'm from now, it's like a demonic horse made out of sackcloth and like big hobnail eyes and one wooden leg, and it walks into the room and it does wooden droppings all over the floor, and you used to, the kids in the villages used to knock on people's door and terrify people with their own hooded horse. So then they've traced that back to the idea that the horse is too tired to lift the sun up into the sky. There's a whole other thing about how the horse dies, and then the whole room has to wish it back to life, and when it comes back to life it has magic powers, which for me was like a great metaphor for the love and the faith that people have in us as we take a step to ask for help and get back up in life, and or the way that your grief can become suddenly like when somebody's died a few years later, they're suddenly your archangel in life, you know, that something lost can be something gained in a way. So the hood horse means so much to me on this album that I wrote a stupid little pop song about it. But it's not so stupid. It's actually probably like, you know, it's a lot to take